welcome to the Studio Talks. My name's James Swift.
I'm Josh McNorton. Tell me, I got a guest today.
Because it's the 50th one came out last week. Josh, did you know? You know the one we did months ago.
It's Jackie's episode, isn't it?
Yeah. So I just kind of thought it'd be a good idea if we did like a recap, you know, on The Simpsons when they do clip show episodes.
Every near the end of every season, isn't it?
Yeah, like that. I thought that would be nice.
Sounds like a good idea.
Thank you.
Well done, James.
Thank you for congratulating my idea of
we're making
The Simpsons.
We're making it all like we've not already discussed this in length. You just brought it up yesterday to me and we're like, yes, let's do it.
So how are you doing in the new lockdown, Josh?
I'm alright, me. Just playing all the Fallout 76.
The bad one, is that?
The awful one, but it's the creme de la creme of memes.
I've only ever played 3 and 4.
I like 4. Everyone hates 4, but I don't mind it.
I thought it was alright. I mean, 3's okay. I prefer Elder Scrolls, to be honest.
You're an Elder Scrolls man. I mean, I've got Skyrim on my Switch somewhere, but I don't own my Switches anymore, so I've just been playing on my PlayStation. I know it's in my room somewhere, but I don't know where. How about you, James? How are you doing in the new lockdown?
Good. I'm alright. I'm back at uni. It's crazy, scary.
Are you actually still going into uni?
Yeah, I'm in on a Friday.
That's gotta stay in that for.
Yeah, I'm in on a Friday.
And we've got our new podcast. Wink, wink.
We do. I have 2 new podcasts coming out this week.
Yeah, one of them should be.
I wonder if that's the real reason why I decided to do it. No. Yeah. What, Josh? What's the new podcast about?
Memes.
Good.
I think all you need to know.
I genuinely think that the pilot for that was technically one where we did together on this.
Yeah.
Just like a cleaned down version of it.
Oh, you don't have Ez?
No. I mean the episode 11 that we just did together.
Oh yes.
I feel like that was like a backdoor pilot. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we do have a good chemistry together.
I agree.
I mean,
we do. Can I talk about my other podcast as well?
Sure, drop it. What's it called, James?
I feel bad if I'm like, I have 2 new podcasts coming out this week, but I'm gonna just talk about one.
What's your one called? I know you told me, but tell the people. And I've also forgotten.
So the second podcast I've started doing is it's a rewatch of How I Met Your Mother with Charlotte Hughes, and we watch all of How I Met Your Mother while talking all the way over it, and it's called The Yellow Umbrella.
There we go.
Thank you for the promo, Josh. I feel like my promo was better than your promo, which was just it's about memes.
But it is. That's all you need to know. It's for the youths of our community.
And it the one we did yesterday was very it ended really dark for no reason whatsoever.
It's funny though.
Yeah.
Up until the last bit.
And then you was like, right, let's put the next meme on. And I went, that's the last one, Josh. It's the end of the episode.
Oh, I like the way we're laughing because we know what it's. We know it.
Yeah. Anyway, so Josh, you know this podcast we're currently doing, the original, you might say,
the OG.
Yeah, the OG podcast. What are some of your highlights from the podcast, the Studio Talks?
Probably becoming a better podcaster to give me the confidence to do our new one. Not to drop it again, but it's giving me the confidence and I don't know. It's just been good. It's brought me on my shell.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I can't wait to do them in person with the guests and stuff. You know what I mean? That'll be better in my opinion. But for now,
I think
now it's cozy.
I think that's so true. Where you specifically you have very much become like got out your shell. I think the first couple of episodes I talked too much. And we've slowly just became 50-50 with the talking. Yeah.
What are your highlights, James?
Oh God, I see. This is the problem: is I set the question, but I didn't think of the answer.
Well, his highlights. He's got a new mic.
I mean, yeah, this is actually the first episode we've done, and I was just editing Jackie's behind the scenes. Sorry, everyone. I was just editing Jackie's, and I sound horrible on it, and now I know that it sounds nice.
That's his highlight.
That's the only thing. No, I guess my highlight would be the people who we've interviewed, because there's some people who we've interviewed who I haven't spoke to in years, and it just feels nice to talk to people who I've not spoke to in a very long time.
I think that's a good thing about this podcast as well. You get to talk to, like, in the first lockdown when we weren't allowed to see anyone. We could only do everything online. I think it gave us the motivation to contact people and try and get them on, so they had someone to see. Do you get me?
And it isn't so much like at first I thought it as oh, we'll be a bit cheeky and ask someone if they want to, but realistically, it's that they fancy talking to people.
Yeah, so I think that's what people like, innit?
Yeah, especially for people who maybe live alone or something like that, who just need someone to say hello, how are you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. Would you like to have yeah? Would you like to?
Okay, I'll ask the next question, shall I, James?
You can ask how fluid, how natural for you to just randomly decide I'm going to shut up.
What are some of your memorable moments from the podcast?
What an excellent question. There's I don't know. There's loads. I mean, I think every episode has a memorable moment where I feel like if I'm talking to someone, about the episode, I go, "Oh, this is the one where such a thing happened," or "This is." And there's episodes where you kind of go, "Oh my God, I can't believe we interviewed." Like it's stuff like that where I think interviewing Jackie was a big one for me, particularly because it's just nice to sit and listen to how interesting her life has been and stuff like that. And same with everyone. To be fair, everyone has their own memorable. I learn something new about someone every episode, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. Like Jackie's episode. Sorry, Jackie's episode was really good for me because I've only met Jackie a few times. I've been working there for nearly 2 years now. Yeah, it's mad that nearly 2 years.
Jesus,
I got to know her a lot. It is mad that it's 2 years in February.
Wow, that's crazy.
But yeah, I got to know Jackie more, and it is seeing people that you've not seen, or like some things you don't know about someone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I see what you mean with that.
But I'd agree with you on that. Like every episode's got something memorable in. But I think my favourite thing is making guests laugh when it gets a bit dark. Not dark, do you know what I mean? Like when it gets a bit sadder.
You're very good at that, where for a second we all kind of go, oh wow, okay. And then you'll go, anyway, such a thing, and we'll go, okay, everything's back to the morale is higher, I think is the right phrase.
And I'm in my 70s, and it's like, I still haven't finished doing stuff. And there's no way I've got another 50 years. And you won't understand that in your bones until you do another 50 years. It's very, very weird. It's weird getting old. It's weird being young. It's weird looking back. Life is weird.
It really is.
Genuinely.
So anyway,
Carry me, man.
I was like, Josh, how are you going to answer the next one?
Just being a clown, isn't it?
Yeah.
Once a
a
clown,
meme, innit?
always a clown.
Good. So, has there been a? I feel like this is kind of going against what we've just said. But has there been a particular episode for you that has been special?
There's been a few that I've, do you know what I mean?
Mm.
I really enjoyed Jane's episode.
Yes.
That was just, we were all just laughing and just having a joke.
Mm.
Right. Okie dokie. Right, so it is called Wash Your Dirty Hands. So you can sing along if you want, boys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wash your dirty hands. Wash your dirty hands with a rubber dubber dub dub, rubber dubber dub dub. Wash your dirty hands.
And then there's been like doing like Lou's, Meg's, and Steve's episodes because I've worked with them and I get to know them a bit better. I think that's really special.
Yeah. With Lou specifically, it felt. I mean, you said this at the end of the episode where I can't believe it's took 40 episodes to actually interview her, if that makes sense.
Metronomes has been one of the kind of standout kind of projects for me because I guess it was one that we didn't know how it was going to go. It was a bit of a gamble, sort of asking local singer-songwriters bands to put forward their songs that then we would interpret into it's a piece of drama. It sounds mad now I'm saying that, man. But you know, it's like, why did they ever trust us? But that, and then you know, the fact that we could use every member of staff and everybody's kind of strengths and get people together to either be musicians or singers or actors or creating films for it. You know, having projects like that you can kind of find a role for lots of people regardless of their interest in performing. I think I really like that, and I think that was good. And then being able to adapt it the second time to do the one at the Catalyst as well, working in partnership with different people, that's great.
It's
That
crazy.
should have been our first guest.
She's basically the backbone of the studio, and we've not even. But yeah, I see what you mean.
I think Colette's episode was very special because it was just a laughing fest the whole way through.
Yeah. We all know someone called Beryl. Not someone called Beryl, but someone
I just
like
thought
Beryl's
it'd just
character.
be just like a great name. No.
Yeah. It is a bit weird. I don't know how to spell it. Like, I literally, when I've been writing the script, I've been like, there's like 3 different ways I've been writing it. I had to use John's to work out how to spell it.
Well, yeah, I think it's great because I don't have to put on any accent or whatever. It's just me.
You put like a little bit of a like.
Well,
Like you.
I'm not an
an
actor.
accent. It's not
I'm not an actor. But I don't know. It's just like trying to. Hey, you stop it over there. But you know, that kind of. I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, I think it's correct.
I try.
Kind of reminds me of me old, like me nan. Like when I was not when I was a kid, like you run through the house with
Oh,
shoes
that's
on.
great.
You've been playing
Thanks
rugby.
for that.
You've been playing
That-
rugby. No,
yeah.
not you. Just a
I'll go
character.
feeling great today.
Just a character.
Isn't that probably lovely?
She used to hit me over the head with a flip flop when I
Thanks,
run out
mate.
of shoes.
Yeah.
That were dirty.
You remind me of mine now.
Not you, the character Beryl. That's all I meant.
Yeah. Feeling great. My butt's going home today. Thanks for that.
So this episode's been going good. He came in here, sat down, and thought,
I'm going home depressed now.
Were you happy before we started?
She's laughing now, so I guess she's happy. Oh.
What about you? What have been your special episodes, James?
Wow. Stu was a really important one because again, I haven't seen him in about 5 years, and like,
It was nice meeting him. He was giving me really good advice for
yeah, he's
writing
fantastic.
songs and stuff.
What do you do, Josh? Are you a lyricist? Do you write music?
I love music. Like it's like, but I don't really. I've tried writing songs and that, but I'm
Yeah.
more into like hip hop, like and like rapping, all that.
Yeah.
But it's just that I'm very dyslexic, so it's like I write something down and it just makes no sense when I'm reading it back. But I'm getting into DJing at the moment. Like I'm really enjoying that. Got myself a pair of decks before lockdown came.
Yeah. If you, it was someone who I used to work with who had very severe dyslexia, and what he used to do was, hang on, I can't remember the name of the app on his phone. It was some kind of audio editing app, and he used to sing the line into the phone, and then he'd move the lines around, the audio files around, and construct his lyrics that way.
Oh, that's
So you
really
could,
cool.
so instead of writing it down, you can just say it or
And
sing,
Yeah,
and then just move it around with other bits, and then move
It's
it that
really
way.
cool. He's a really nice guy.
he's a guy who I used to see like a couple of times a week, for about 5 years, and then I've not seen since, and I was like, oh my god, it's going to be that good to actually see him again. So that was kind of really awesome. I really loved Mondo Greens. I thought Mondo Greens was really fun.
That was a good episode. It's hard to try to think of like some episodes like I think of like not more, but I think of like they stuck with me more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I had a lot of fun doing Kirsty's. I remember really enjoying.
Oh yeah, that was a good episode when we got really deep.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
Yeah.
I felt like
Thank
I feel like it's good every now and again to kind of stop the questions, put the questions to one side, and just go actually, and like
have a little chat.
yeah, exactly. And I've got quite into, as annoying as it can be, I've got quite into asking questions that aren't so much on the script. It's more, and where did you get into that? And where did you know what I mean? Like kind
That
of
makes you a better podcaster though in the end than doing.
Yeah, I agree. I see the questions as a guideline.
Yeah.
Good.
So, what has been your favourite reoccurring bit of the podcast?
I see. We were talking about this before recording, and what we've discovered is a lot of them is just stupid things I've done.
It's all the bits of you.
I mean, there's something to be said that, like as we was just saying about whenever it gets a bit deep, you're very good at going. Anyway, so let's move on to something else. So that's I really like that. My personal favorite is when I just ramble for about a minute and a half. I edit a lot of them out. Sometimes I keep them in. But I find them fantastic because there's always a part where you say, "Oh, here we go," or like, "Oh, every single episode," and like I think that's the perfect like. I think that says a lot about you as like, I have to deal with this guy. Does it ever like when you say that? Do you mean? Let me speak. Would you say that regardless of whether it's the same specific thing or not? It kind of. So what I mean is, I do have a question. I promise. When you say that, whether it means specifically what it's about or not. I do have a question, but I don't know where it's going. Like what I mean is, so say if you wrote it about a specific thing, and then later on a different, completely thing, it relates to that. Does that make sense? I do have a question.
Yeah. No, it is. That always happens. Always happens to me, which is very, very funny.
I think that's the thing I love about listening to a song by like an artist who isn't me, where it's like, yeah, obviously I don't know why they've wrote that song, but it relates to me in some reason, even though it's definitely not the same reason, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm going to start a segment in this podcast called James Has a Question, but he
doesn't know what it is.
Every episode.
It literally is every episode.
I promise I have a question.
Yeah. There's a question though. The problem is I'm gonna
it's like a game, like the guest has to decipher what the question is.
And the answer is always yeah.
No, yeah, I agree.
The problem with all this is that I really wanted to edit out the bit where I ramble for about 5 minutes, but that was quite funny, this bit, so now I'm gonna have to keep it. So how do you personally write songs? That reminds me of my tutor came into college one day and he said, I went up to the staff. I went into a shop today, and the shopkeeper, I went up to her and said, "Have you got any cheese and onion sandwich?" Sorry, let me start this again. He went into a shop and he said to the shopkeeper, "Have you got like, let's say, cheese and ham sandwich?" And she goes, "I'm awfully sorry, we don't." and he said, "Oh no, what? No, let me start this again." Right. We'll get there in one.
I'm not going anywhere till I've heard this tell.
Right, let me start this again. He goes into a shop. This is all making this. I'm not editing any of this out, by the way. He goes into a shop and he says, "Have you got a cheese and ham sandwich?" And she goes, I'm afraid we don't." And he goes, "What are you afraid of?"
I should have gone somewhere, James.
Anyway, Rich, moving on.
Go on, that's the next one.
Would you like to read us a poem? It was like that in the meme podcast when you started getting Robert Pattinson's face blown on everything.
Anyway. Did I make our meme Did I ruin our meme podcast by being able to copy Robert Pattinson's face and things? It's meme.
It's just self-explanatory, really, do you know what I mean?
I think this is beautiful.
Everyone had a wee growing up, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, can you stop putting Robert Pattinson over Muhammad Ali?
My plan was to put him over all four of them.
Oh.
Is this question, Josh? Is this funny or is this just annoying now?
It's pretty funny.
You can tell it's good content when you say, "Oh my god, I can't be
Here we go
bothered."
again.
Really.
Oh.
What are your favourite recurring bits from the podcast?
I've got two. Well, I had two. I forgot the second one. But it's yep. When you're like,
right.
Next question, Josh. Next question. Yep. There was another thing. What was it?
I enjoy the brilliant where like someone will say anything and I'll go, "Brilliant, brilliant."
No.
So, Kitty, outside of Vocalize, did you do anything at the studio, gigs-wise, or anything? Like, did you attend any?
No, I'd never even heard of it beforehand.
Really? I said brilliant to I'd never even heard of it. That's good.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah. My second one is did you know I make music?
I was gonna ask, is that gonna be the new did you know we've got a new podcast gonna be the new Did you know I did music?
I hope so.
Because I do music, but I don't know if I mentioned that.
Every episode. So, from my last EP, I made this song.
Same, like I was the same where I went to record, because I've never mentioned this before, but I actually do my own music. And basically, they halfway through. Yeah, no, I do. I've got a new album coming out.
Can I just throw a question here?
Yeah,
Who's the guest you most want to get on here at the moment? Who we've not had yet?
Oh wow, Jake.
Jake, mine's Ez.
Oh yes, Ez is a good one.
Ez, if you're listening, please.
I want to get Jen as well because I really want to like. Jen's kind of. She's
Jen
the one.
Cooper, is it not Cooper?
No, but
Donnie does Donnie plays piano and stuff. Not that one.
I don't know. She used to do. She basically worked with Stu, so it was Stu, Steve, and Jen. And Tank, obviously. So
the one who used to come in on a Sunday with that guy, the one who's on X Factor, James. Is it James?
Oh, are you on about Jenny Colquitt?
That's the one.
Yeah, she's another one who I really want on. But yeah, Jen probably. But yeah, Ez would be really good. I mean, he did the practice one for this, the first like attempt
The unreleased episode.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we've talked about the unreleased episode hundreds of times at this. Right. So do you want to go around and say our names, even though they're on the screen?
Yeah, you can start.
Okay. My name's James. I work at the studio.
My name is Josh. I also work at the studio.
I feel like go on.
I'm Ez. I'm a volunteer at the studio.
I feel like we should look at the windows when they're talking. Right. So Josh, do you want to talk about why we're doing a podcast?
Why are we doing a podcast?
So thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoy the next 50 episodes.
If we make it that far.
Also, like, if you want to be on it, just let us know. Like,
we are running out of guests. Please contact us.
Yeah.
This has been fun, James.
Contact us, but we're not going to tell you how to contact us. How's that?
Just message James, not me.
I like the idea that I haven't stopped recording it. I like the idea that like hundreds of people have messaged you and you went, "Nah, lad, it's not me."
I don't handle that. I'll take that up with me employee.
Brilliant. Okay, bye. And then
Adios.
Hello, my name is James Swift.
I'm Josh McNorton.
We do a podcast called The Studio Talks.
We invite guests on to talk about their history with the studio and how they started doing creative things they do.
Sometimes we get them to play a song or read a poem.
So join us every Sunday at 6 PM on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Proper YouTube that at the end.
And don't forget to leave a comment.
Like, comment, and subscribe, please.